Hey, everybody. Sorry about that. Running a few seconds late. Oh, what do you care?
Eat.
At last, the greatest album of love songs ever recorded. You'll want to share them with someone special.
Why do birds suddenly appear?
Sung by the man who turned a personal affliction into a recording career, Don No Soul Simmons.
Just like me, they long to be close to you. Why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Just like me, they long to be close to you. She'd been sitting there and
So curl up by the fireside and listen to the non-threatening music of this master showman.
and honey, I miss you. And I'm being good. And I'd love to be with you. If only I could. Say, has anybody seen my sweet gypsy rose? Here's her picture when she was my sweet Mary.
Young lovers of any age will cherish this timeless collection of the world's most romantic ballads. And if you act now, you'll get free this bonus album, Don Simmons Down and Funky.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good friend of mine. Never understood a single word he said.
This two-record collection is not available in any stores, so order now.
Yes, he always had some mighty fine wine.
This is where he every day I'm wearing a necklace like this, and he's in this urn.
Is his ashes?
Yeah, his ashes right here and here.
Oh.
Yep. So both of my grandpas right here.
What's that other thing on the necklace?
That's a Punisher emblem.
What's that about?
I like the Punisher just because he's he takes his the law into his own hands to punish the people that wronged him.
She'll be riding six white horses when she comes. She'll be riding six white horses when she comes. She'll be riding six white horses. She'll be riding six white horses. She'll be riding six white horses when she comes.
Excuse me.
Come on,
Are you the singing bush?
Follow the sea with a yeah-ho, we'll blow the man down. Pay attention and listen
Let me talk to him.
Excuse
us. Are you the singing bush?
Yeah-ho, blow the man down. Yeah-ho, blow the man down.
Hello?
Yeah-ho,
Hi.
blow the man down.
Hi.
Give me some time to blow the man down.
Excuse us.
Good night, ladies. Good
Hey!
night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're gonna leave you now. Merrily we roll
Forget it.
along,
My
roll
guess
along,
is
roll
this is the
along,
singing
merrily
bush.
we roll
Alan Pearl. Interesting. How do these people, where do they come from? Sure, I'd seen him around. It would never have occurred to me to walk up to the dentist and say, are you interested in this? But I was shopping for my wife, Bonnie. I buy most of her clothes. And Mrs. Pearl was in the same shop. And it just was an accident. We started talking about pantyhose. She was saying, whatever, that's not the point of the story, but what the point was that through this accidental meeting, it's like a Hitchcock movie where, you're thrown into a rubber bag and put in the trunk of a car. You find people. You find them. Something. Is it karma? Maybe. But we found him. That's the important thing. And I got Bonnie a wonderful pantsuit.
This guy's been stoned since the 3rd grade.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm registered in this class.
What class?
This is U.S. history. See the globe right there.
Really?
Hey, may I come in?
Oh, please. I get so lonely when I hear that 3rd attendance bell ring and all my kids are not here.
Sorry I'm late. It's just like this new schedule's totally confusing. Yeah, I know that, dude.
Mr. Spicoli.
That's the name they gave me. Hey, you're ripping my car.
Yeah.
Hey, bud, what's your problem?
No problem at all. I think you know where the front office is.
You dick!
Andy Warhol and John Waters, in conjunction with Saliva Productions, present Jim Barrie's beloved children's classic, Peter Pan.
I think I see him. No, that's just a cloud. No, it's not. It's Peter.
I'm flying. Look at me way up high, suddenly here am I, I'm flying.
Yes, it's Divine, starring as the boy who wouldn't grow up.
I won't grow up.
I won't go up.
I don't want to go to school.
I don't want to go to school.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
Just to learn to be a parrot.
And recite a silly rule.
And recite a silly rule.
Kill or be killed, what is it going to take for people like you and Dingle to get along with the East Coast?
Look, I don't know, man. I mean, these guys got their fucking talking dolls and shit.
Questions, Professor Pickles?
What? I ain't no Professor Pickles.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't mess with the East Coast. Look, I don't need you defending me, you howdy-doody looking motherfucker. I'm out of here, yo. Yeah, I'm with him. Man, step off.
I thought if Casanova and I and Zara had nothing to say to each other, he'd get bored. Go away. Instead, he uses it as a chance to put his testicles all over me.
His what?
How you say, octopus, testicles.
No, tentacles. NT. Tentacles.
Tentacles.
There's a big difference.
Let's get back to
Right, so these punks,
Yes.
I don't know if they wanted money or they wanted something more sexual.
Wow.
But it's a lucky thing I had my pieces.
Your pieces.
My guns.
Oh.
Anyway, I started blasting. Bang! Bang! Well, I don't see so good, so I missed. Then they ran away. I ran after them.
Okay.
Bang! Try to shoot them in the back. But I don't run so good either. Anyway, you guys all think I'm a hero, and I'll accept that responsibility.
Say, Doc, are you trying to get yourself in trouble with the law? This ain't rabbit hunting season.
It's not?
No, it's duck hunting season. That, sir, is an investigated fabrication. It's rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. Rabbit season. Duck season. Rabbit season. I say it's duck season, and I say fire.
We're going to start our volleys. We hope you like the show. For everything is ready. We're raring to go. We'll give you all the latest songs and dances full of pep. We're gonna start with high chops. Just watch this chorus steps.
Originally settled as Ocean View during the 1850s, the city's population boomed with displaced
But in my own way, I am king.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hi, everybody. How are you? Welcome to Fantastic Comics Presents. Happy New Year. Last year, I got to ring in the new year. That was pretty awesome. We did it East Coast time because I had to get to bed. This new year, I won't have to because I'm not going to be open. Talked to the UPS guy, and it was up to him whether I was going to be coming in. He's not shopping there, so he's not delivering. So I ain't coming in. We'll be closed Thursday, New Year's Day. But we'll be open tomorrow, New Year's Eve. And we're going to have some new comic books. We're going to be talking about those. We're going to be talking about top 10 lists. What's in yours? Do you have 10 things that you thought were great that you could put them in? I feel like my top 10 list is like an overall thing, don't you? Anyway, we'll talk about that. It's very, very light NCBD. And, we're going to talk about the most important comic book going right now. So, what comic book is that? Let me know in the chat. We're going to say hi to you all in just a little bit. We're going to see what you guys have to say. If you have anything to say, I see that some people are here, so say hi in chat because it's going to be very customer driven. I'm going to call you all customers today. I'm going to talk to you like you're my customers with a little less cursing. Less cursing than in the store? Yeah, that's true. Although a lot of times it's just me cussing at the dog and there's nobody else around. Maybe it's me and just one other customer. Speaking, it seems I have customers that go to other stores. Duh, I know that. Other stores have like conventions and things and are going to be probably a very presence in conventions and things like that. I'm a one guy shop and I don't really want to do those type of things that much. I mean, at all. And it's just kind of the way it is. I don't have like an online presence. I'm not like working towards getting an Eisner Award, but I still need somebody to nominate me so that maybe, just maybe, I might do the work necessary. But it's all dependent on someone else out there, some kind stranger that wants to put me to more work. Unless you got an idea, and then we can like get on that one. Wait till I get a little bit more thin if I have to be videoed or anything like that. Anyhow, we're going to talk about that comic. Let me know in the chat, and we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Well, I want to talk about top 10 lists because I do not watch a lot of TV. I don't really choose to watch a lot of TV, and if it is, it's very insipid and maybe with like a humor angle and something I don't have to think about for long. Not something that gets me upset and something I could probably ignore while it's going on. I'm usually doing something like guitar or read a comic or something at the same time. Anyway, or just having a conversation with someone, maybe Jill. So, those are the kinds of things that I'm not really into watching movies or long episodic television or anything that I have to watch the very beginning of. I'm not really into comics like that too much anymore either. So I used to think as a child, I was a wee lad. Wow, I didn't like short stories. I didn't like 8-page stories. I didn't like mini series. I thought if it wasn't part of a whole and it was long, that it wasn't as important. And now that I've gotten older, I do see the allure in something that's going to end. It's something you don't have to put all your time in or read a shit ton of other stuff to get the whole story. If that's indeed the whole story, it never is. There's always something that's going to come in and fill the gaps. So you didn't read it all, even when it was happening. And yeah, you kind of realize that. And if you're going to stick in it, you're going to do it out of loyalty, or you just really, well, loyalty with the character, or maybe the creators, or something like that. And yeah, I don't think like best of lists are really all that big a deal, though. Good segue. I've lost it all. I wanted to say one other thing because I just saw that there's a flood advisory. That's what kind of jogged me for a second there. At the store this last week, we had flooding. I don't know if I've told the story before or not, but you got the floor and then the water came up. But we had that big carpet there, and it was able to soak up most of it, and I dried it out. And hopefully, there's no reason for it to be down yet. Anyway, going back to, do we really care about top 10 lists? I watch YouTube. That's my thing. I'll watch YouTube videos, usually about comic books or guitar or something political or something like that. And, you can get in these little rabbit holes where you're watching these 10 or 15-minute videos, or maybe like a live stream of somebody talking about some shit that, baseball also. It's important to say baseball because I was in the chat room like you guys are, except there is a shit ton of people in this chat, and I said something, and this is the top mispronunciation of my name. Number 1.
Dodgers Nation, my number 1 YouTube channel watch, UEL Carter. Appreciate you. Love all you guys out there. You guys are my co-hosts. You make this show what it is. And this show in 2025 was the number 1 Dodgers podcast on audio form and on YouTube. And that's all thanks to you guys out there.
That's right. 2 number 1s in that whole video right there. The mispronunciation of my UEL. What a name. Yeah, so top 10 lists are being forced down my throat. There's the whole list of top 10 this and top 10 that, or worst 10 this or worst 10 that. And then I was stupid enough to watch a best of albums. What were the best albums of the year? The 10 best albums. And I spent this year buying, for the most part, music that happened within the last couple of years, and new albums that came out this year. And of the ones that I have that are this year, I have another one that's coming, but I don't have it yet, but I've already purchased it. I have the digital download, so we're going to count that. So that's 2. This one right here is 3. This one right here is 4. This one right here is 5. And I've got like 2 from last year, 3 from last year, and 1 from the year before. Well, that's a lot of recent. But anyway, we're talking about recent music too. I have 5 albums, and I went and I looked at someone that would talk about all the music that's out there. So maybe get some hip hop, or maybe some country even, or maybe whatever the fuck Lady Gaga is pop. So it could be like all of that stuff. I'm like, all right. I know none of the things I'm listening to are going to be in this probably. But then you go, oh, well, metal. Well, none of these things I'm listening to are metal. But, there are specific categories where people are the best, independent, indie, whatever. Anyway, nothing in any of these And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, well, obviously this is the end of the year, YouTube and the algorithm, and I'm even seeing on my own page that you can pay money for people to get your video advertised to you. So I'm assuming anybody that's making a top 10 list is putting a couple bucks on that also. Had to wet my whistle. And obviously there's been all the internet newspaper rag kind of sites. A Bleeding Cool for comic books. Whatever CBR, they would probably have headlines like, when they don't have a good a good thing to talk about, they're gonna like, oh well, here's our top 10 graphic novels for the year. Even they're doing it, right? So it's been going on a long time. Top 5 reasons why he doesn't like you, in magazines. Yeah, anyway, always lists in all these categories, and it must feed whatever lizard brain we have that, oh my goodness, this is something I have to pay attention to. But I was definitely paying attention to it, and I wasn't really looking at too many of the comic book ones, but I did watch a couple of Wes videos and a few other people that had some graphic novel recommendations, because I was just trying to jog my mind, because usually, and obviously this is before my dad died, I was doing the best of the week and putting a little bit more effort into the show. And anyway, putting a little bit more effort into the show. There hasn't been any new best of the weeks, but I mean, for the most part, you can extrapolate what happened then. And as I was putting the list together, I just didn't really give a shit anymore. And I really don't care about top 10 lists, but I thought it'd be funny to title the show Top 10 Lists and why we really care about them. But we are going to talk about the number one comic book, and we could talk about your favorite comic books also. So we're going to go to the chat right now, and I'm going to play this video for you all right now.
Hello. 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 Oh. Go. Look out. Hello.
Oh yeah, someone's monetized tonight. Let's see how that works out. I almost poured this in my water. I can't imagine any drink that isn't like a punch or an orange, like a juice that you could add to water that I'd be totally down with. Oh, that's tight. Trying to bring it up so you can see it, but I don't want to shake it. It's right there at the lip. You want that. Just gonna kind of let that sit for a second. All right, let's go to comments. And I also want to ask, plead, implore anybody that is watching this and is listening right now, write a comment down below. I hear it's important to do that, and I want to know what you want to hear from me in the next year. And give me a topic. Everybody else that has non-bots out there they get comments, and I need a comment every now and then. And I know I don't read them online or on air too often, but I got resolutions. Erica Sullivan, Happy New Year to Gizmo, Jill, and Yule. Thank you very much. May your 2026 be filled with success and running a smooth operation such as fantastic comics. So fun, you'll vomit. Excellent. Cheers to you. Yeah, that's all right. And I don't know if you guys know what I'm drinking, but here's a little hint.
Who is the leper?
No, it's no big deal. It's just some guy who's been running around Riverside Park, cutting people's heads off.
Oh, I haven't read about this.
Yeah, well, the police, they've been having some internal dissension about the name.
Really? What are the other titles?
Headzo, the Denogonizer.
That's right, the Denogonizer. All right. I always get scared when I play some clips. Am I still on? But I should check just to make sure. Usually Jill's running by this time. Oh, great. I can see an ad before the show. I love it. Skip. All right, good. We're still on. All right, going back to comments. Happy New Year, everyone. Be safe. Roxanne Foster. Thank you very much, Fosters. Not near Mint. Happy New Year, Yule. Hey, Happy New Year to you. All the way over in Florida, right? Happy New Year, Yule, and everyone. Jimmy Tranman. We are open Wednesday. Oh, yeah. For anybody that doesn't know, this show is also a comic book store. And we're located in Berkeley, California, 1708A MLK Jr. Way. That's our phone number. That's our zip code. Those are our hours of operation, minus this Thursday. Going to take the day off. Oh, I'm so excited. And if you ever want to get a hold of me, and I'm specifically talking to the people that are here in chat and the people that are here afterwards, if you want to get a hold of me, get a hold of me at events@fantasticcomics.net. That's only used for events, and I don't have events anymore. Although I did have one, and even if there had been more, I still think this would have been the top event of the year at the store. And that's when Mr. Joe Casey came on in. Oh, yeah, there's me with the Golden Girls shirt on. Everybody loves that. And my bucket hat. And I must have been talking when that picture was taken. And yeah, there you go. Just keep making it look like you breathe through your mouth the whole day. Could have been a comment also. La-di-da. That was a good day. It was very stressful getting Joe here because I didn't want to screw up anything as far as flights and stuff like that are concerned. But it all worked out. He got off fine, and the bad words to say. Illithidor says, hey all. Hey all. Also ready for an underwhelming week of new comics to end the year. Well, there's definitely one exciting comic book. Dummy 8569. Hey bud. Hey bud, how's it going? Joby Pill's in the other room. Hello. Jill said, Dummy says, hi Jill. Dummy says, hi Jill. Which dummy is this? I can only imagine. Walk. Oh, I had a picture of Joaquin, but I was going to put up, but decided not to do it because I was going to make a little bit of effort, and you know how I don't want to do that. What is this? I was waiting for the elephant gun. For shame. We gotta change it up, man. That's how it happens. Yeah, that's how it is. Jagron too. Hey there, pretty man. Hey there. Jagron, nice to see you. Have you gotten sandbags or a barrier? I've seen what flooding does here in Florida. It scares the shit out of me. Well, it's actually coming up from the ground as opposed to pouring into the ground, or into, open areas. So what happened was they should have never, ever made the storefront that is our store. But they did, and we have it pretty cheap. If by cheap means I barely pay rent when I should, and I haven't gotten into too much trouble about that. But I mean, I'm having to deal with water coming on up, right? Don't worry, everything's up. We have it's not going to get that flooded, I hope. Good to see you. Only one big tube putting out comics this week. Are you excited for Ultimate Endgame #1? Well, Jagron, I am excited to talk about it in a few moments, and I guess we'll see if it's going to win out. There's some pretty exciting stuff going on as far as it's concerned, so we'll see. I would struggle to come up with top 10 list of Marvel books for 2025. Well, I would definitely say Joe Casey's Weapon X-Men was a good 5-issue mini. It was supposed to be longer, but you know how it is. There was another mini that was coming out, I think, during that time also. Imperial did pretty well for me as a store, and people seemed to like it. Hulk was good. X-Men did well for me when it wasn't all this bullshit that's going on. Uncanny did pretty well for me, and it wasn't all this other stuff. Definitely more significant of sales than Wolverine, and even more than like X-Force and whatever, or X-Factor and whatever the other ones were. So, you know, those are some books. Did I say Hulk? Avengers is pretty good. And whether I like it or not, my customers seem to be really enjoying Moon Knight. So who am I to say? Oh, and Fantastic Four also. And One World Under Doom did really well for me as a store. And people seem to like it. I'm not going to read it. You know, what are you going to do? How's your father? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Jimmy T. My goodness. Happy New Year. Thank you for everything. $10. Yes, we have a super chat feature. If anybody wants to throw money my way, there's another way to throw money. We're going to get in that in just a second. But obviously, the best way to do is to come on and buy a comic book, because that's what we do at the store is we sell comic books. And it's not just something that I'm, oh my gosh. All right. Now I got to get real for a second. Hold on a second. Gotta get this picture off. Put a gizmo up, take a big gizmo down. Okay, so that's just a stack of comics in book form, hardcovers that DC puts out. So the thing is that it's not everything. I feel like I'm the guy who has interest in a bunch of things. You know, it could be athletics, maybe not doing them as much, but watching. I'm a baseball fan. You know, some dorky endeavors, comic books, role-playing games, trading card games sometimes, novels, definitely literature, fantasy. Literature, though, I mean, you know, the not fantasy, the not sci-fi, the not, you know, New York Times bestseller list type stuff. The boring shit you have to read in school, you know, that kind of stuff. American lit. I'm not as into outside this country. I'm a hillbilly that way. My educational pursuits don't leave the country. But at the forefront of it all has been comic books. I learned to reading comic books, and I wanted to writing comic books. And I was going to say, you know, hey, the thing about my store is that, you know, you come in and, you know, there's like something there. But recently, I got to say, I don't know how much there is. There's the store and the community, and I really appreciate it. But the material, I don't know. It's hard to, I mean, getting older and telling people younger than me about stuff that's good from my time just seems so, they got to get into it, and then you show it to them. You know, oh, I heard about this thing called Preacher, you know, and you're like, oh, Preacher isn't old. Yeah, it's old now. You know, that kind of stuff. But even older than that, and like my favorite stuff is not always very readily available, and it's hard to curate the audience for that. And then there's all the stuff that's going on right now, and it's backbreaking. I'm not talking about the physical. I mean, it's like it's soul crushing is what I meant. It's soul crushing ordering every week. But you know what even is worse than ordering every week is the last 2 weeks I've been doing FOCs, which are a month ahead of when the books are actually going to make it into the store. So on Monday I have to do my final FOC, make sure it's done. And I get to the lunar one, and it's like, man, there's like nothing here. There's nothing. I mean, there was like an annual or something, you know, and or one of those DC $10 books. And you're like, oh my God, that's all there is? Or maybe like I don't know, some Looney Tunes or whatever they're putting out at the time. But that's it. And you're like, whoa, did I screw up? Then you go to Penguin Random House and it's the same thing. There's only some Dark Horse and some no Boom, no IDW, just Dark Horse or two. And it's like, what? There's only going to be Dark Horse that week? There's going to be a couple of weeks coming up that when DC has stuff in, that's it. You're going to get that if you want anything at all. And tomorrow, it's going to be like that in the other way. But yeah, crazy. So yeah, thank you, Jim. Appreciate it. Jim, you know, everybody, I need like lots of thumbs up, but go tell friends out there that he said that if I could get 500 likes on this video, that he would get on the show. He didn't really say that, but I mean, 500 likes, he'd have, I mean, we're going to like do like a Brady Bunch thing right here, where we're going to promise Davy Jones is going to come to the prom. So I'm promising Mr. Jim to come on the show at 500 thumbs ups. So make sure to hit the bell for notifications and the subscription, and also most importantly, let me get this comment down finally. Like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, best comic of the year. Best comic of the year. Not comic book that you bought this year, but that came out this year, you know, like best movie of the years. They call it the Oscars. Oscars that are going to be on YouTube this year or next year. Wow. The times, they're changing. Joaquin finally got a Jimmy T. Another Jimmy T in the audience. That's the foundation. Short of bulldozing and starting again, not much can be done. Tarp and bolt the floor the best you can. You don't have to read this. Not your man. Are you talking about a ballroom? I know. The only way, and this room, it's not. There's no way it's ever going to be bulldozed. I mean, you have to see the whole setting. Like maybe one day we'll do like a little video based on it, but it's the most rinky-dink. How did this thing ever happen? And when it happened, how did it ever get sold? And we the ones that bought it. Not Fantastic Comics, but our landlord, our evil landlord. Yeah. Yes, that's the foundation. Not only that, underneath the foundation, there used to be a river running through. And so what I hear is that when it gets rainy, it still builds up. And that's what we're seeing. Because the lady on the other side of the street, she has a garage. And that garage goes, you know, slants down, and it would fill with water. And so they got, they dug on in, and they still had to get like sump pumps and whatnot. And even one of my customers oh my God, old men should not live alone. You know, there should be a job for people to just like live with old men, keep them company because they're stupid. Anyway, just joking. He slipped coming up from getting the sump pumps working. I don't use that stuff. Had to get it going. Top step, fell, boom, just like that. I sucked at school, but I always did well in English lit, and it was because of comics. Mike Ortega, very good. Yeah, my dad would always say that he would read the Classics Illustrated, and then of course the teachers knew that they weren't, up to snuff on the questions. I read Ice by Kavan. You might like it. Did I say that right? Ice by Kavan. Is that the title or Kavan the name of the person? Cool. Tomorrow I'm just grabbing 4 comics. I can't remember the last time I had such a low week. Illithidor, let me tell you what I would tell a customer. This is a perfect time for you to get that trade that you've been thinking about getting. Unfortunately, Dark Patterns isn't out yet, but there is what came out last week. It was Batman and Robin Year One, I think, was one of those. All right. Yeah, there you go. That's the things. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, everybody that's out there watching afterwards. If you're actually paying attention, this is to you.
Sup?
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 Hello.
What's up?
Damn, Access TV. Anybody remember that? Why do they I can put a banner up and then it will just time out. But they don't have a timer for this stupid like and subscribe. I got a breaking news. No, I don't have a breaking news. I do. Breaking news. Sandy Koufax is another year older today. All right, Dodger great. Gotta love that. Greatest left-hander of all time in Dodger uniform, maybe of all time. Threw out his arm and couldn't come back, but that was before surgeries were the way they are. But pitched when he shouldn't have kept pitching also to win, and he did. So, greatest of all time. All right, I agree. All right, let's get right on into it. I have a video.
Why, we sell a dozen a day in this price range.
Who buys them? Tax collectors?
Even if I had to pay, it would be worth it. Just for the occasion.
What, something big going on somewhere?
What's going on right here? It's a big night.
Well, it's just an old run-of-the-mill Wednesday. Well, the calendar's full of them.
The calendar's full of them, and this will prove it right here. We have one more Wednesday to end the year. This is the ultimate 5th week event. Actually, am I right on that? I was just joking, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's get on into it. There used to be a week or two in the year where Marvel and DC wouldn't put anything out. And who cares about any of the other companies? It wasn't like, Turtles were coming out monthly or anything. So, comics just didn't get distributed on these weeks. But then Marvel or DC or both started getting the bright idea to have a one day of getting shit on the shelf, and maybe it's like a connecting story or something like that, called 5th week events. So that's pretty much what's happening tomorrow. Some off titles that are either ending series or part of mini series, or in the case of one book, a very, I gotta say, pretty important story is starting up tomorrow. And definitely a reason to come into the comic book store, especially if you're a Marvel fan, because the reality of the situation is I don't know if I'm going to have the offerings that Lunar sent to me, because I have to check them in on the same invoice with the stuff that comes out the week after. And I'm going to be getting into the store and not sure if I'm going to be able to get all that done. So you'll find out what those other books are, but I don't think many people are going to be really that upset when they find out. And not only that, are they even going to be coming in? I hear that some people are taking time off. And last Wednesday, Christmas Eve, we were fucking slammed. It was a great day. There was a lot of comics to buy, and people were coming on in. Some people were buying gift certificates. Some people were buying books. Just buying their books also. So there was like a lot of giving, gift giving, whether it's to another person or to yourself. And that's kind of what the comic store is. Oh, my friend really likes this, but they don't really get a lot. All the work that you've been doing, buying comics and reading stories, is for this moment to where you can force something on another person because you can say, hey, you liked it. This was really good. You're going to like it again. This is good. And then you'll have a friend to go to the store with. And they'll all be happy. Me selling you comics and you buying comics. So what is coming out tomorrow? Well, let me tell you. First up, we have the Maybe comic books. There's 4 or 5 Maybe comics. That's weird. I like to call it Irie. It's Irie. Yeah, this is a comic that comes out. It's a horror comic in the vein of Eerie and all that stuff, and it's pretty cool. I forget the guy's name, like Mike Hoffman or something like that, doing the art. Really cool for Zeta style, obviously, and going for that. And he does almost all the stories on the inside anyway. So yeah. Well, there's something I can do with the comments also. I can do this. I don't do that so often. Short NCBD means y'all get to dig for Yule's back issues. You are all so lucky. Yeah, as long as the floor isn't messed up, that is. Holy crap. Didn't realize Sandy Koufax was still alive. Yeah, this week's Piss Poor is the 5th week. Yeah, you got it. All right, next one. Next maybe is Thundercats Lost. God, I can't believe they're going on with Thundercats Lost also. There's the main title. There's this one. There's a series of one-shots and mini-series. Just crazy. Spawn, The Dark Ages, number 2. Liam Sharp, I think, is the artist on this. And wow, look at that. If only I cared, but I don't. And Rick Remender's Escape, number 5. This one's been doing well for me. I've kept my numbers really tight as the series has gone on. So if you're into it, we can just put you on a list and make sure that you get this. Don't you worry about that. I'm going to see if there was one other one or not. Let's see here. There's no. Oh, there is a maybe number 3. Why didn't it get? What? Makes no sense. And then maybe number 3. Flash Gordon number 14, Jeremy Adams, and I don't know who this artist is. Eder Macias. So it looks like the long run of artists that I actually know working on the book are off, but I assume it's still good. Mad Cave usually has good people working for them, and it's an all right cover. By all accounts, this is still a good book. I just kind of lost. There's only so much Flash Gordon I can really read, you know what I mean? But the people that are reading it, they're really enjoying it still. I guess that makes sense. Well, anyway, there's a number that I sell, and I'm all right with talking about it. Sorcerer Supreme, number 1. Boy, somebody's called this a mini series, and I don't know if that's true or not, but regardless, it's probably only going to go 5 to 10 issues, as most Steve Orlando books do, until they relaunch it into something else. Because if you recall, there was a Scarlet Witch, and then it's Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, and then it was something like the Impenetrable Scarlet Witch or something like that. And then Scarlet Witch and Vision most recently, and now we have Sorcerer Supreme. I might have got one of those wrong, but this isn't The Price is Right. I think we're okay with this. Next up, we have Punisher. This is the Red Band series number 4 by Ben Percy and Julius Ota. That's the most I can really tell you. I read the first issue and thought it was all right. Not really sure why it needed a bag around it for explicit content when I picked up Infernal Hulk and he claps his hand and blows a guy's brains out of his head. No bag on that. I mean, what? We already know they bleep out the curse words in these books. And you got Marvel Max, so they can curse if they want to. Crazy. Next up, Predator Kills the Marvel U. Number 5. I think this is the last issue. Oh, Ben Percy again, everybody. And Marcello Ferreira. Pretty good art. And a bunch of other people that probably don't ink, but I'm sure there's coloring and whatnot. Marvel Zombies. This is not a person I know working on this book. It's a Red Band, though. And that's a pretty cool cover. Next up, we have The Expanse. Wow. There's a boom book for you, everybody. I had to let you know about something. What comic show out there is telling you about The Expanse comic book? And give it any more time than that. Marvel Knights, The World to Come. Joe Quesada, Christopher Priest, Richard Isanove. This is the 5th issue, and I think one more to go. This is in the Marvel Knights World to Come universe, which is like a future, like 10 years in the future from now. There's also a Punisher that's coming out in the World to Come storyline universe also. And then lastly, where the plebeians can touch these comics, X-Men Age of Revelation finale. It all ends here. I'm sure you'll be happy to know that. We've got Jed McKay and Ryan Stegman on art. I haven't been reading any of this, and I know some people have and have been enjoying it, and I'm very happy about that. But as far as the books that I would personally be reading if I was reading this, it would be the X-Men, the Uncanny X-Men, and this Age of Revelation, Omega, and finale. Or I should say the X-Men and Uncanny X-Men counterparts. But all that other stuff I wouldn't even touch. If you're the kind of person that does, it's fine. I have no problem with that. Oh, I'm supposed to say, read Ultimates number 19 first, because I was watching Rogue Comics earlier in the day. And I was told by that gentleman that to read Ultimates number 19 by Dennis Camp, and then read Ultimate Endgame by Dennis Camp, which is the end of the Ultimate universe that we've been reading, or at least the first major storyline in the Ultimate universe that we're reading. If you're the kind of person that gets hung up on numbers, I don't know what to tell you. That's not the way comics are these days. And any big one that you see is usually inflated and is BS. And I don't know. They were all inflated back in the day. You should see how many volumes there were of DC Comics in the 80s. You're like, how many volumes were there? This doesn't even count if there was one for every year. I don't even understand. Anyhow, those are the comic books of note that are coming out tomorrow. Whew. Told you it was slight. Everybody's worried about it, and I totally agree. You should be. Red Band equals $1 premium. Definitely. Wow. Steve Orlando on a Scarlet Witch book? I'm shocked. Shocked. Oh, damn, I need that Fry. Damn, of all the times to not have that Fry thing. I don't, do I? That's too bad. Whatever. It happens. Also, Jagron, the big thing is it's finally ending. Yep. It sure is. I was really I'm going to show you this because Jagron, I know you're into figures. I got one of those amazing Yamagaki or whatever they're called toys. I had to buy it online. And I really enjoy the way that you can like sculpt them and make them look really cool. But their joints fall out of the sockets really easy. See, look at that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, I broke this like almost immediately and I had a real hard time putting it together. And I put it down for the longest time and didn't even take out the cable one that I got. But then I just kind of hunkered down and took a few minutes to try to understand how you put the toys back together because they are meant to like, pull out and do some crazy maneuvering. So when I finally did, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm going to open up my cable finally." And then the first thing I did was like break it all apart and couldn't put it together. So as long as it doesn't shake apart right now. No, I'm just joking. There's my cable. And it's got like a different head. And it's got like a different effect for his eye. Got different arms, or at least hands to put on the arms with guns and stuff like that. But that's like a buying an injured baseball player and then they finally get healthy and you're like, oh look, I look like a genius. Only thing I'm getting is Ultimate Endgame. Yeah, I would assume. But again, there's that whole Ultimates bit. You should check out Yule Mafix is doing a Spider-Man from the old Marvel Superheroes versus Capcom games. Man, it is really cool. If it's not big ass figures, like I don't have any more room. I have really cool figures, I'm looking at a really cool old school Green Lantern I got right here, and I got a cool changeling. This is an Earth One changeling, or Beast Boy. Sorry, you can tell I'm old. How old I am? I called him changeling. I thought it was really cool that I was like discovering the Doors at the same time, and they had that song called Changeling. Anyway, yeah, those are some things. Did you order heavy for Wolverine? What Weapons of Armageddon miniseries? I can't say that I ordered heavy on that one, but I do think I'm going to have enough for all the Wolverine heads for sure. And as far as Ultimate Endgame is concerned, this is what we've been all leading up to. And I know there's some people that are really upset with the idea that, let's just say Dennis Camp is the one writing it. I think mostly because Jonathan Hickman isn't, but there was no promise that he was ever going to be doing anything like that. Other than the fact that he did set everything up with Ultimate, whatever the hell that was called, Ultimate Universe or Ultimate Begins. I can't remember what it was called anymore. And then, but mostly he's just been doing the Ultimate Spider-Man and nothing else. So I didn't expect him to get in on this, and it doesn't have the same feel as the X-Men bit. So if we're upset because we're putting all those expectations of disappointment on this because of the X-Men, which I think for the most part, it didn't end for anybody correctly. And I feel like that the promise of that never ending correctly was always there, always from the very beginning. Like the minute you sat back and, all right, so here, this is the best way I can say it. All right, this all ties in. We're talking about X-Men and we're talking about the Ultimate Universe. We're talking about Hickman. But we're also talking about when the WWE purchased WCW and then they were having their invasion. And then in the middle of that, ECW came out. But the problem was with ECW, there were already people that were performing for those other companies, destroying the illusion that they were trying to set that there was some outside force that was worth a shit. Okay. That is what that's what X-Men was. That's what Hickman was. You're like, for just a second. So when ECW came out, you're like, and then immediately the realization of what you were watching was like, this is some bullshit. You know, how can I really be invested in something that is obvious that it's never going to be the way it is? You know, you're looking at a picture of something that isn't really what it is, you know? And X-Men was always that way. The wonder that we got from that very first issue of House of X, Powers of 10, and you know, and the little seeds that they had in their packets, and just how wonderful and you know, interesting it was. The art was excellent, and it was like, wow, this is great. And I think it took me about 3 issues to start going, oh, wait a second, what am I thinking? This can never end properly. Let's keep it in comic books. Marvel did the Thor Ragnarok, but what preceded Thor Ragnarok? Thor saved a person's life. A person died, a child died, and he imbued him with life. And he came back, and it was such a use of godlike power that it sent him on this crazy wave of destruction. He kills all his friends. He's like, he's a despot. He's really, really, really not a good guy, even though he's doing everything with the, you know, like a god does, you know. Gods. Anyway, you knew as you were reading this, you kill Spider-Man. This cannot stay. This just cannot. And X-Men was that way. But this is the ultimate universe. And even if anything can happen to them, I don't think it necessarily had to be, you know, it was orchestrated. Ball was set in motion. But I think Dennis Camp is doing a fine job, and for the most part, people are really digging his stuff. He does the assorted crisis events for Image. There's a trade of that out, and I've been selling that well in issue and in trade. His Absolute Martian Manhunter, along with the art, obviously, is doing really well for me. That came out last week. So if you didn't come in, there's another reason to come in tomorrow. And then he's doing Ultimates, which I just keep increasing my numbers on. It's not, you know, the greatest comic book out there, but it's a cigarette comic book. It's behind the counter. And so is Ultimate Endgame #1. When I don't usually do miniseries, I will now. All right, this is a good time for me to play a video that says, you know, you're seen. If you are the kind of person that wants to give me money for nothing, you're seen.
Who is the leper?
That's not the right one. Jeez Louise. What kind of brinky-dink operation am I running here?
You know, my last name is Costanza. That's Italian. So you and I are kind of like countrymen. Huh? Paisanos! 650 your change. Ah, yes. And I always take care of my paisanos. So here's a little something.
Antonio!
Si!
Vieni qua! Questa miserabile patron...
I just needed to take a break there for a second. Thanks to all the patrons out there. We have let me put this little QR code up on the screen. For anybody that's interested, you can be a member of our Patreon. Man, there's so much I want to do, and that's one of the things. If you're helping out, I appreciate it. That's really awesome. It's more for the store or to go to the show so that, you know, I don't have to put too much of the store's money into it. And we really appreciate it. And it's helped us in, you know, back in the dark days. Back in the dark days, it helped us in a different way. So we really appreciate it, and you're all loved, and we're going to get your names back up again real soon. Thank you very much. And also, keep that phone out and look at that. That's a QR code for our Substack, which is free. And it'll let you know about all sorts of stuff that's going on in the store when things are going on in the store, other than just, selling comic books. All right. That's pretty much it. I don't have anything more to say. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I mean, do I have anything more? Oh, I do. There is a little bit of a conversation that we were having in the store, and it is about the number one comic of the year. Duh. That's why I should keep this other banner up more often. The number one comic of the year was obviously Batman, Absolute Batman, I should say. Batman's been doing really well also, but Absolute Batman's been killing it. I don't know how the kids in school are finding out about this comic book, but people are definitely telling them. And I've got a lot of college kids coming in for the book also. But the way I know that the high school kids are, or the middle school kids are, is that the teachers are coming in and saying, oh yeah, kids are, well, I think it was more high school. High school kids are saying, man, Absolute Batman's kicking ass, or whatever they say. It slaps. And stop. This is the first cover of the first issue and the first cover of the first trade. Big buff Batman. Todd McFarlane making action figure soon. I mean now, please. Yeah, Absolute Batman. He's killing the sales for all over the place. But I do want to, so the conversation was, how much money is this book going to be worth in the future? And how much should you be spending now for it? Because recently a CGC slab 9.8 went for like $350 or something like that. And this is not this is the main cover, so it's not one of the Jim Lee covers or one of the other covers. I guess those are going for good money, but not the same money as the main cover, which I find very strange because, and I got to pull this out for you so that you can see. Don't worry, you don't have to close your eyes. I'll make me big also. Make me big. Oh, that doesn't work. I'll make me big. So here we have a variant cover of Birds of Prey. Okay. So you pay an extra $1 so you can get this cardboard heavy cover and a different illustrator. By the way, Eon is the artist here. And if you like the wet look, especially with ladies on the cover, then you're going to love this. I mean, well, just the cover. But if you only like the cover, and the book should be worth money because it has a main cover. I know this feels so unscrupulous to do it. All you have to do is tear the cover off, and you've got the barcode of the main book. Who cares? It's the same freaking book. As long as you don't ruin it, you'll be okay. And let me tell you, it's really easy to do it and not ruin it. It's also really easy to do it and ruin it. But, don't do it with the first one. But if you have a Batman cover and it has Jim Lee and someone wants to pay you $50 more because you have this cover, you should be tearing the hell of that off. All right, let's go to comments really quick. I'm going to go back to Road Comics in a second. Absolute Batman, while great, will return to about 35 within 6 months of the series as it concludes. Well, this is what we were talking about. So this cover, God. So this cover right here, this is the comic that everybody is like hot for. And I can understand that. There hasn't been an animated feature. This hasn't become canon or anything, big yet. What if it's the only Batman in the future? If it never stops, this might be a big deal. If the movie comes out and it's taking this whole story, and this is the Batman in the movies, that I think it has a little bit extra life. They ever make one of those stupid video games, it's got extra life. Like all the things that makes a comic book worth money more later in the future hasn't even happened with this book, and people are going crazy for it right now. But the thing is that there's over 400,000 first print copies. And there's like 10 or 13 prints after this. I get them all the time. You can follow Fantinium on Instagram. You can see all the absolute Batman #1s there are because he has them all. And there's a ton of them. So like, and then there's the trades. So there's no problem with the story getting out there. So anyway, the conversation was one of the customers in the store sold his for like 150, 180 bucks, I think. And he did that like a couple months ago, let's say 2 months ago. So before the $350 one, and it was also raw, so not slabbed at all. And customer feels like he did really good. Of course, he bought it for $6, whatever it cost, and he made 150 bucks on it. I'd feel really good about it also. In the same way, me as a store, I don't feel bad that I've never ever sold this for over cover price. I've always sold it for the $5 or $6 it was, or $7 or $8 it was for the harder, the more expensive copies. And I think there was even like a $25 copy. Anyhow, so I sold those. I sold the 1 in 25 and the 1 in 50s and all that stuff that I had. And I did really well on it. And I even gave some away for free to get people hooked onto the book. And the way I look at it is this. I made like $5 for, 14, 15 issues now. I've had to up my numbers significantly as we've gone on. And if any of those books that I didn't make 150 on because I squirreled them away, I don't even sell online anyway. So what am I going to do? I'll sell it to a customer, and if they turn it around, that's really great. That gets people excited about the business and excited about buying a comic. And I don't know what it is. There's something about when a book in your collection is worth money, you just feel even better about it. I feel better that almost all of my comics are never worth a shit. So all those things haven't happened, but I think like Not Near Mint said, like my thinking was like not Near Mint on it. I remember Ultimate Spider-Man. I remember Ultimate Spider-Man going crazy. And if it would have been CGC, it probably would have been even more money than it was selling for at the time. And things were still a little bit different, but man, those first 3 to 5 issues, those were really expensive. And then each subsequent, oh, this is the first appearance of Venom. Oh, this is the first appearance of the Green Goblin. Whatever it has to be. Those were like all really good books that if I had them in stock, I would put them back out in the back issue bins at $5 or $10 more than cover price sometimes. And subsequent issues would be still more than cover price also. And you would be selling sets of them. And it was crazy. But I just sell this cover price because I get the reprints and I put them on the shelf and someone says, do you have all of these? I said, well, you could get the trade, but if you want these, you can get these. And, they haven't, it's a thing. I don't think that 380 is going to hold, but there might be those situations where it's going to get pushed up a little bit more. My recommendation is never buy this for a lot of money. Well, you got to decide what the money is. But if you think it's going to go back down to 35, you shouldn't be buying it for 50. You know what I mean? My dad would, third dad reference, I think, he would always instill in me, don't spend a lot of money on a comic book thinking you're going to make a lot of money, because you need to make a lot more money than it might ever grow. So, that's not a really good philosophy when X-Men, giant size X-Men, X-Men 94 are $50 or $100 books. That's bad philosophy. When it's Hulk 181, that's bad philosophy. But on almost every other book, it probably is the way to go. And I would suggest that Batman, Absolute Batman, if there's ever going to be a book that's going to be worth more money than that, it's going to be a Batman book. But it probably won't be the Batman book that you're thinking. It's going to be that Batman book you weren't looking at. And if you're going to spend a lot of money, it should be to complete your collection because you really, really want it. You just gotta have it. There's nothing wrong with spending extra money on the book. But if you ever think you're going to flip it, it's a bad move. Do not spend $300 to buy this book. That's what I would suggest on that. Spend the money you can spend, and don't ever expect to make money on the book. You spend it because you want it. Should always be that way, really. It's what really sucks is when you want something and it's a lot of money. I mean, please, $300. Why did I sell my Death of Gwen Stacy's? Why did I sell my Death of Green Goblin? What was I thinking? I mean, those are my they were like 7.5s, or what would be a 7.5 now. And we didn't have pressing, or I didn't know about pressing then. But you need that cash. You need that hard cash. Did I even get it? I might have just got credit for it. Pathetic. Anyway, let's do this. Anonymous. What are you doing sitting around philosophizing for? I'm having a beer with my friends. An adult beverage, if you will. All right, Road Comics. The way I pieced it together is this. Hickman, since his initial plans, 3 phases for X-Men wasn't followed. This is Marvel compensating for not following his plans, wishes. So now they're overcompensating by ending the whole line, since Hickman said he was done after 2 years of USM. Not bad. I would agree. Absolute Batman 1, while great. Oh, wait, we already did that one. Road Comics also says, love that Eon cover. Love all of his stuff. Yeah, since he's doing that whole wet look, he did that Aquaman. That was kind of weird looking. Kind of like that sunken, I don't know. It's kind of weird sometimes, but when it's Black Cat and a few other characters, it's really looking good. There's probably some people that I think are a little bit more. I think Eon's the person to pay attention to. If you do, pay attention to people doing covers. Like, there were some pretty smutty things that he. Well, I have the pictures to prove it. But DC's recognized him, and then they brought him over to do some covers, and it looks like he's mainstream now. So expect some big things in the coming year as far as Eon's concerned. And I dig his style. Maybe not as much as I do Zerdy, but yeah, those are like 2 of the artists that I think like, oh, those are really cool covers usually. It's not just that style that they're doing, but there's like a little extra to it. But maybe I'm just fooling myself. Let's see here. All right. Ran F3F. People will probably poop a lot of shit at Christmas because people eat a lot of food at Christmas. It's true. But I think that might be done by now. I think that issue 5 of USM used to go well over 130 just because it was rare. Now it's $5. Exactly. Walking Dead 1, Invincible 1, TMNT 1. Yeah, it happens, but those were much. Yeah, that's my point. It's going to be the comic you weren't thinking about. It's just the way it is, Yeah, there you go. See y'all next year, everybody. Have a happy new year. Thank you very much for coming in. I appreciate it. Let me know in the comments down below, blah, blah, blah. Subscribe, and we're going to go off with this. A little different.
Hey, psst, come here. I swear, you fell asleep because the guys, the crews were on, like, coffee, right? So we come out here, and he fell asleep. Can you see him? Get a shot of him, eh? Anyway, forgot the opening. Kuru, kuku, I don't know how it goes, eh? It's the Great White North, and my brother's sleeping, and what we're gonna talk about today is how to make a guy go when he's sleeping, right? And what you do is, like, when he's sleeping, you put his pinky into, like, warm beer, right? And, like, it just makes him go, right? So hopefully we'll show you how. So, like, just in about a minute or so, he's gonna be...
Hey! Oh, take off, eh?
Okay, good day.
Oh,
We're just starting the show.
Oh.
Good day. Welcome to Canadian
doing,
Corner. We started the show.
today?
Go to... Today we're gonna talk about,
Jeez, I gotta go, eh?
Where?
Toity. What? What are you laughing at?
Okay.
You should have warned me, eh? So I had time to go before we do it.
You just woke up. Why don't you have a beer?
I'm afraid that'll make things worse. Where is my beer? Hey, you horked it, eh? Well, give me some.
Today, oh, geez. We're out of time. So, good day.
Did they shorten our show?
Yeah, we got cut back to just a little ways.
What?
They
I gotta go, eh?
Okay.
Oh, I'll see you later. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, I knocked over some beer, eh? Oh.
Got him.